Thank you for staying with us. Now, let's delve into this pressing issue, talking about the airline operators of Nigeria lamenting that aviation fuel scarcity would lead to flight rescheduling and cancellations. The notice read, quote, "The airline operators of Nigeria wish to alert the public of impending disruptions to scheduled flight operations of members of the association. This development is being forced on members by the growing scarcity of aviation fuel, popularly known as Jet A1. It was also revealed that NNPC only shipped in 2 cargoes to cushion the effect of the scarcity. This means that the agreement that the corporation would supply Jet A1 to marketers nominated by airline operators for a period of 3 months at 480 naira per litre, pending when the carriers would be issued licenses to import the product, is now uncertain. Now, let's further analyze this development. And to do that with us this morning is Captain Samuel Kolkrick, retired, and he is an aviation expert. He would be helping us better understand this situation. Thank you so much for joining us on Business Breakfast.
Oh, yeah, okay, ma'am. I'm happy to be here. My contribution is that...
Let's start by first understanding why we keep having this lingering scarcity of aviation fuel. Mr. Kolkrick.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well.
Yes, help us better understand the cause of this lingering scarcity of aviation fuel.
Yeah, the lingering scarcity is due to the global demand, and which is being driven by the war in Ukraine. Let's not forget the war, the air fighters, the missiles, most of the aerial war tools use aviation fuel. And with that war, those fuels were in a tank. They are somewhere idle, unused, or there was no demand from that sector for aviation fuel. And added to the normal demand of aviation fuel, that has heightened the deficit globally, because if there are no wars, those things would be, the fuel would be on the aeroplanes unused, but there will be no demand, there will be no extra demand for it. Their reservoir will be there untouched, and they will not put pressure on the global demand. The same thing goes with diesel. All the military, the army vehicles, the tanks, the armor carriers, they all use diesel. And without war, those things won't be in those tanks unused, and they will not put pressure on global demand. And I think that is what is causing these sudden deficits. Even though we've always had a history of deficits, but this has not compounded our own issue. And the normal price inflation in Nigeria due to the value of the naira, the valuation of the naira.
But one would expect that even despite the war between Russia and Ukraine, that it shouldn't be this, the effect shouldn't be this hard on Nigeria if we had put our house in order, especially when it comes to refining these products in-house.
Okay, all right. Let's take South Africa, South America, South America, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia produces its own jet A1, but they are complaining. Why are they complaining? Because the aeroplanes will fly outside Saudi Arabia, okay, into other areas where they have to buy fuel, and there are already scarcity in those areas. So everybody is affecting everybody.
Okay.
So even if we produce enough, aircraft will come here, they fly to Nigeria, they will have to take, for them to fly out of Nigeria, they will have to get part of what we have. And if there's a global shortage, it affects everybody.
Okay, but last week we saw the NNPC, that's the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation, and domestic airlines during the meeting with members of the House of Representatives, reaching an agreement that the corporation would supply Jet A1 to marketers nominated by airline operators, and that's for a period of 3 months at 480 naira per litre, pending when carriers would be granted licenses to import the commodity. But it was gathered again that the agreement could no longer hold, as the NNPC no longer has products. And of course, this has raised questions as regards if the NNPC had the product in the first place?
Okay, let's not forget, when they were making those arrangements, they were supposed to take it from the National Reserve. The National Reserve is for our security. The Air Force we need in case of war. We cannot just. So I'm sure they did not take that into consideration. That even though the presidency wanted to release the 26,000, the 26. Forgotten the 26 million liters of jet fuel, it could be from the strategic security reserve. And if we cannot replace that, supposing there's an emergency, there's a war now, and they say, oh, our airlines have gone before that the Air Force needs. So I'm sure that is my own speculation. So it should have come from the executive, not from the legislative arm. It's the executive that is the custodian of the strategic reserve. I'm sure they must have looked at it and said, well, no, we cannot risk releasing this.
So is it possible that they probably didn't even have the product and they were just envisaging resolving the issue or giving it a temporary solution?
Yeah, the government has to balance both inflation, because inflation is going to hurt everybody anyway. I'm sure that was why they came with that idea. Look, let's not just for this short time, let's release it. For them to have gone back on their words, I am sure it must border on security. That is my own assessment.
But why is there a challenge with granting licenses to carriers to import the product? Why do we have to rely on only the NNPC to import the product?
But you see, that is where it is. You see, one is the government that controls licenses, and the government could have just gone back to the marketers. I gave you the license. Okay, temporarily we have an emergency. I'm buying over all your stock. I want to sell it at X amount in order to fight inflation, in order to prevent cost push inflation. Okay, so that we won't have a runaway inflation, a galloping runaway inflation. That is what the government should have done, because they issue the license to these people. So look, so they can approach them. Okay, we are buying over now. How much you want to sell it? We buy it over, and we will now sell it at a reduced price to this airline. Okay, to fight inflation. So government has to do that, but government is not using the prerogatives of their authority of their licenses. They should look. If the people refuse, it's okay, because they're going to come back to you for the renewal of the license anyway. So you meet them, and I'm sure those marketers will just sell at this rate to them to ease this shortage now.
But there are also allegations
so government has the stick to use.
There are allegations that some of these marketers and the carriers have this foreign exchange, of course, which is a major challenge. But some of them choose to sell to bureau de change operators at a lesser price instead of importing the fuel. How true is that?
Okay, well, I can't speak for everybody, but what I know is that in Nigeria, our economic philosophy is different from other countries. In Nigeria, if the value of the naira changes today in the black market, let's say today it is at 595, if we get to 600 tomorrow, whatever I have to sell at 600, because I don't want to go borrowing to restock, because I know that the next time I'm going to buy foreign exchange to restock, that will be at 600 naira, even though what I bought was at 595. You understand what I mean? So that is what is fueling price inflation in Nigeria generally. Now we have the issue of this global this global effect of the war, whereby the demand for this product, has quadrupled, because the war machines that generally would be idle on the ground without needing fuel, they now need fuel. Both diesel and jet fuel. So we are being staffed with two-edged sword.
So are these operators, are they still working on getting their importation licenses, or what exactly is the way forward?
They still run to the same problem the marketers are. They will, but that's a long-term thing. They still run to that problem. But it will be better for them, because the commission the marketer is getting will now be part of their operating costs. So they will be able to absorb that. So it will be easier for them. It will be lower. And that is exactly what government is saying. That the profits of the marketers will not be part of your operating costs. Will not help you to recover costs. So eventually they will do that. Eventually the banks too will have to realize to give them these loans so that they can hedge funds to buy fuel like 5 years in advance. So they can buy at today's price. So if you are paid for today's price anywhere in the world, they will still get it. But then you need to make a deposit. It's only the bank that can fund that.
But let's look at the impact of this on the economy, holistically, especially when the flight disruptions eventually happen and people are no longer able to, travel or do their businesses. Tourism is affected. Let's look at the impact of this generally on the economy.
Yeah, well, you see, the economy has so many components. And what the state does is to use the cost-benefit analysis so that you have the best growth. Yes, it's going to affect so many. It's going to affect so many things. There's going to be inflation. There's going to be, so. And don't forget, it's because the naira is not stable. If the naira was stable, right? The man that is willing not to increase the price of the product at the low price will not increase it because he knows that when he gets there tomorrow, the naira will still be the same price. But because he knows there's uncertainty, he knows that if I don't sell at today's price, I may have to go and borrow money to restock, to even buy the same amount of. Let's say I imported 10 million liters of fuel. So to restore 10 million liters of fuel, if I do not sell at today's exchange rate price, then I have to go and borrow. And so nobody wants that. And it's because the naira is not stable. If the naira was stable, if naira had been pegged to the dollar, let's say, and that is how we operate, then all these things will not be there. But then, so many things, we cannot peg the naira to the dollar because we don't have enough. The production side and the import side are all dying for the same scarce dollar. So many things, so many aspects of the economy that has gone wrong with our economic philosophy.
And talking about the naira, we see that recently the naira has shot beyond the 600 naira benchmark against the dollar. And of course, this is also affecting the cost of the aviation fuel. What do you think can be done to mitigate against the effect of this?
You see, the naira, I don't know whether, people that understand mathematics. Mathematics is an exact science. There's a branch of mathematics that says that is called probability. I'm sure some of us have forgotten, but I still remember. Probability, it says that with probability, the naira can never stop losing value as long as we continue to do the same thing. Because that is what the probability is all about. That means the probability of the naira stopping to lose its value is almost zero. The probability, it tends towards zero to stop losing, to stop losing value. And that's because we chose that the naira has to be valued with who has more naira to buy. The dollar, the foreign has to be valued with who has more naira to buy it. For as long as we do that, right? And there are people who all they need the dollar for is to capital flight, to change their assets to dollar. Right? So there are people who want to buy machinery to produce. There are people who want to import things that you need every day. And they're all buying. So they go to their market and they buy. So the man that is more desperate will buy at a higher rate. And that gives us the exchange rate for that day or for that moment. As long as we have that kind of policy, the naira we can never continue to lose. The naira cannot stop to lose value because people for their needs, everybody has their needs, and production and import are vying for the same dollar. And don't forget, for me to import something to this country, it takes only 1 week. I will get my money back. I go back again to put it on and come back. But to produce a doctor takes 7 years. So and they are both in the same market. So the time for returns for investment is the one that is affecting who pays more for the dollar or who does not. And that is affecting the value of the naira.
But let's also also look at the product itself and also look at the fact that President Muhammad Buhari, being the Minister of Petroleum, has a role to play in all of this. I'd like you to tell us how he can come in to, mitigate or to reduce the effect of this on Nigerians. And also looking at the fact that this is one of the products that has been deregulated in Nigeria. Of course, we have diesel also deregulated. How should we look in the way of subsidy? We know that the product that has been subsidized as the petrol is also has its own, bottlenecks, and that may not be a way to go. But what are your thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, my thought is that, we got it wrong some 36 years ago. I don't want to go back to the start years. We always forget one thing. When we said the naira should find its level in the market, which is good. Which is a good idea. It was an idea sold to us by the World Bank and the IMF. It was a good idea. But we forgot one thing. All the elements of production in Nigeria, all the elements of production from that country tomorrow have high forest content, apart from wages and salaries. We don't produce anything. NEPA, we are talking about. Let's talk about NEPA. Why don't we have light? NEPA, all the equipment, everything they need is imported. Now they have to go to the same market, okay, and to go and buy for dollars. All right? The refineries we are talking about, they have to, the refineries, all the components of the refineries, the spares and everything are all important. We don't manufacture all those things here. And they have to go to the same market to buy. So, and it takes them a lot of time to recover their own investment. But me, as a trader, I just go, I buy the same, I compete with them. They want to buy dollar at 90 naira. I say, no, I'm ready to buy at 100. They sell to me at 100. They lose out. I'll go and buy something from Cotonou. I'm not using Cotonou and it closest to us or to Niger Republic or Cameroon. I'll go and buy, come back. I will sell. Then the next week again, I'll come back. I want to buy. We meet there again. I'll beat them. I'll go and buy. So the naira started losing value that way because the trade, the mercantile sector started dictating the value of the naira instead of the production sector. So that's how we got to that level. And we are complaining today. The refineries are not producing, they should not produce. And if you, I don't know how old you are, or how young you are, madam. I participated in about 3 or 4 protests in my lifetime when they wanted to increase the price of petrol. We all went on the streets. But then they need this money to buy, to keep the refineries working. Because they have to buy the parts from the other parts. The same thing with NEPA. So we all contributed to it. And we just have to rethink, sit back and rethink and go back to how it was. Whereby access to the forest was not based on who can go to pay more, but who needed it more.
So in charting a way forward, what role do you think the president, as the petroleum minister, should play in all of this?
But like I said, going forward takes a lot of, we sit down, say, okay, you know what? This is the past that is right. We have done this for so and so years, for 36 years. This is how far we have come. Investors, long-term investors, they've all gone. They all ran away long time ago. Those who are left are the oil producers, and they're all saying they want to leave now. Yes, something the naira, like we floated the naira, attracted other investors. That is the short-term investors. That is the briefcase investors. They come out with their money, they trade. Within 1 month, they get their money back, they go back. Okay, all those, the stock exchange was booming because people will put money in stock and say they will sell the next day, they make profit, they go. So all those, but for long-term investment, those who are going to put in digging foundation, put in a factory or put in a production mechanism, bring in machinery. If they do that and things are not working, they cannot quickly just pack their equipment to one side. Some of them did. They just moved their machinery aside and started importing the same thing they were producing because it's cheaper for them that way, instead of producing. So we need to go back. We need to sit down. It is re-engineering of the Nigerian economy because we have had the experience of we have done this before. This is where it ended.
Well, we'll just have to leave it there. Thank you so much, Captain Samuel Kokrik, retired aviation expert. Thank you so much for your time on Business Breakfast.
It's my pleasure.
All right, have a good
Thank
day.
you.